Good evening. Good evening. Let me confirm you can hear my voice on the comment section. Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening, Coach Jeff.
Yes. Good to hear your voice. And I'm praying that everyone is in good spirit, good state. You're ready to move to the next level. This is your year. The next level is yours to claim if you believe that. If you believe that, it has to be a belief, a feeling of certainty. You must be sure about these things so you can move forward and attain that which you deserve. It's yours for claiming. So welcome everybody. Welcome from wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the change, being part of the percentage of people that is making an impact in themselves and others. And so today we are looking at the power of raising our standards. The truth is that, my friends, if we are going to make any change in our lives this year, we cannot play the same standards we did last year. And I'm talking about all-round standards, like your standards of thinking, your standards of feeling. You cannot play the same standard. Okay, so your standard is what is acceptable. What is it that is acceptable to you? There are things that you want to say because of this new identity, the person I'm becoming, that person we wrote about in the other session. That person has to be defended by standards. There are standards you cannot play because of who you are. People are defined by their standards, and that's what we want to look at today. So we want to set higher standards of our lives, all the key areas of life. If something matters to you, then you have to raise your standard, what you expect of yourself in that area of your life. Better things are for those that raise their standards. Now, like we said in the other session, we are learning to turn our shoulds into must. Anything that you're saying, oh, I should do this, I should go back to school, I should enroll in this program. Anything that is a should for you, you are turning it into a must. A standard is something that is a must for you. A higher standard is what you call, this is a must for me. It's not a should. And so some of the things we did last year that we told ourselves, oh, I should do this, I should do this, then we are turning those shoulds into a must. So we can really engage at a higher place and create that vision of the person we want to become. So to reach that vision, to reach that highest vision that you expect of yourself, those shoulds must die. Anything you're telling yourself, the language of I should do this, I should do this, it's not a matter of availability of resources. It's a matter of your resourcefulness. Can you be resourceful enough to claim your destiny even when you don't have what it takes? You don't have to have everything. You don't have to have the resources. You just need the resourcefulness. And one of the resourcefulness is to raise the standard of how you communicate to yourself. So you're telling yourself, this is an absolute must. I deserve it. It's mine. I claim it. I go for it. And you raise your standard by your state. The state of mind must show that you're serious about it, that you mean business, and you're moving forward to take whatever belongs to you. Okay, I'll give you some time to write down what are some of the things that last year you are telling yourself, I should do this. I just wanted to develop your list there. What does it have to do with? You can write, if you're bold, you can type on the comment section there. What are some of the things you told yourself, this year I should do this? This year I should do this. Let me see the bold people. You can type it on the comment section. One of the ways of progress is actually to share where you are with someone. What are some of the shoulds that you told yourself I should do what? This year I should do what? Let me see on the comment section. Okay, there are some warriors here. I should lose weight. Yes, I should lose weight. And that's a big one. Okay, for many people, you say I should lose weight. Let me see who else. What did you tell yourself you should last year? This year, I should expand my potential and take care of myself, putting myself first. I should. What did you tell yourself? Now we want to change that to must. I want you to know this as we continue, that human beings always get their must. Anything that is a must, you will get if it's a must to you. So when you elevate your standard, you make it a must. I give this example to people. If your family member, if I ask you, okay, give me 1M in the next 30 minutes. Give me 1M Kenya shillings in the next 30 minutes. You're like, okay, should I not? But if I put a gun on your head, you call family members, and that's what criminals, that's a psychology criminals use. If they ask you, if the criminal just asks you, oh, give me 1M, you say, well, why should I give you? It's a debate. But when a gun is on your head, my friend, your family will find 1M in the next 30 minutes. Where did it come from? It's a must now. Okay. Another example is you are called and a family member is sick, and you're told if you don't raise 3 million in the next 3 days, they are dead. Where does that money come from? And that's a family that was struggling even to buy a meal. But you get the 3 million because it's a must. Psychology tells us that we always get our must. But the mindset of getting to a place where it's a must for you, that is the challenge. And that's what we need to get. That's a differentiator where you can make things that matter to you an absolute must. The 20%. Remember we said that you need to come up with a list of items that you must do for you to become the person God has called you to be. And then you select 20% of those items. And that is what we want to make a must. And it will give you 80% of success. You want to make it a must. If you don't make it a must, it becomes the same cycle over and over and over again. Okay. Someone is saying start fitness journey, complete my thesis and graduate. Wow. Okay. You say I should. I should spend more time with my wife. Yes, I should. I barely managed to achieve much. Well, exactly. Should doesn't give us anything, by the way. I must grow my coaching visibility. Yes. Now we are moving from should to a must. You tell yourself the conversation. This is a must. You're changing your conversation to should. Should is an estate. If you are living there, move. Move. Begin to move in Jesus' name. Pack your things and move from that estate of should. You never get anything from there. Oh, I should do. I should get married. I should do this. I should buy that land. I should invest. I should. You should all over yourself for 10 years and nothing has happened. It's all should. And this is where God brings leverage. Sometimes God will even, take us through the edge of life so we can make it a must. Someone that says, oh, I've struggled with losing weight in the last 10 years. If the doctor tells you you have 3 weeks to live, what will happen? You'll be the coach of losing weight, I'm telling you. You're just going to, you lose that weight immediately because now it's a must. It's not a debate. This is what I tell God. I tell God, let's agree. I really don't have to be, there's some motivation I don't need. The one where I need like a sickness here, someone dies for me to take action. No. Lord, help me. Give me the grace and the wisdom to take action at the right time without any kind of external motivation. Lord, help me. Give me the heart that and the wisdom of taking the necessary action at the right time without any external motivation. Because some of these motivation, by the way, by the time it's a must, even someone has died. We've lost something. Because God loves you so much, it pushes you to the wall until you can see it. You're like, oh, now I see it. Did it have to cost you that much? What is the pain? What is the cost? What is the cost? The Bible says, count your cost. You see, every time you're making a decision, and a decision could be to move or not to move, count your cost. What is the cost of staying the same? What is the cost of staying here in the should estate? What am I paying? Because people don't count the pay, they only count the payoffs, what they are gaining. They are gaining comfort. They are gaining that comfort and the lullaby of the song, the same song over and over again, and they remain the same. They are gaining that comfort. But they never count the cost of what they are paying. What is it costing me to stay here? To stay here in this kind of thinking. That is how you make it a must. When you count the cost, what does it cost you to remain in that state, to remain with that story? What does it really cost you? Count the cost, and I tell you, tomorrow you will move. Not even tomorrow, right this instant, you will move. You make the move. The story, if you've read the Christmas carols, the story of the three ghosts that appeared to this businessman, and he had just lost his friend, and then is a businessman that had lived a bad life of mistreating people, mistreating his accountant. Everyone around them, they are mistreated because he only is a selfish guy. He's a selfish dude. He has lived his life just for himself. He's selfish. And this night, Christmas Eve, turns his life around. The guy is visited by three ghosts in his dream. He counts his money and falls asleep, and his accountant is still with him late at night because he only thinks about his money. The accountant has a need for his children to be taken to hospital, but he doesn't concern himself with that. He only thinks about his money. Then he falls asleep and gets into this dreamland where he sees the three ghosts. One of the ghosts is the ghost of the past. And this ghost really shows him his entire life, the way he has been all his life. He has been rude with people. He has been unforgiving. He has been all this, he's taken to all the relationships. He shows him all the relationships, the way he has treated people, the way he has treated himself, the way he has related with God. All that is shown. The ghost of the past shows him everything, and he feels the pain. Is like, oh God, I don't want to see anymore. And as he says, I don't want to see anymore, the ghost of the present comes in and shows him, this is where you are right now. This is where you are right now, 2024. You are still the same guy. You're mistreating people. Look, your accountant right there. The family is dying, and all you can do is think about yourself. This is the person you've chosen to be. and the ghost is showing him from a third party an aerial view of his life in his dream. And he gets so mad and frustrated. And then now, finally, the ghost of the future. This guy, the ghost takes him to his life all the way to his grave. And he showed him people crying, people talking about him and his life. And the way he was such a useless person, never touched anyone. Thank God he's dead. People are having a party because he's dead. And he says, he came back to himself and said, I don't want to live that life. Now, some of us may not have the dream of the ghost, in that story, but you have the Spirit of God inside of you that reveals to you areas that you must, let me underline that, you must change for you to become the person you are called to be. The unforgiveness, the holding back. If you're the kind of person that always holds back, all the years you've just been someone that is walking on eggshells, holding everything back. How is that serving you? How is that serving the world? The holding back from shining your light. This is the time to let go. And the only thing that can make you do that is if you raise your standard. You say, this is a must. Like this guy, when he saw the three ghosts, that was the turnaround for his life. He said, I don't want to be like that ever again. Then he went to visit his accountant and asked, okay, what is happening? What's the bill for your child? He paid the bill. He went to his friends, asked for forgiveness. People could not believe it's the same guy. In like a day, he changed his life. These things are not hard. It's a decision. A decision means you cut off every other option. You say, this is a must for me. Because what keeps us from really making a decision is so many options. The wishy-washy, you're saying, oh, I can do this. Oh, a lot of stories. Just do it. Just do it. If God has shown you this is the person for you to be, just go for it. And let's stop this negotiating and trying to overthink things. Go for it. Think with your heart. Let the Lord lead you. And I pray actually today, for those of us that have a little bit hard heart, may the Lord send the three ghosts to you. And may he reveal to you your past, the life you have lived. May you be so clear on the person you've been all these years. And may you be so clear the person you are right now. And so clear on the person you're going to be if you don't change. So you can actually make the change. And I pray that that change will benefit not only you, but your generation. Now, another thing that is about raising our standards is overcoming these limiting beliefs, the limiting beliefs that are holding us back. Because the story of the guy that saw the three ghosts in the dream, you can see all that and go through awareness and still not change, because perhaps there are limiting beliefs that are holding you back. There are limiting beliefs. What is it that you believe that hold you back? What is it that you believe? Ghost tena, Mungu akutumia hizo ghosts so that they can chase you to your reality. Some of us did an awakening call. How can we be the same people every year? No. We need to move. We need to move a year after year, and then a decade just goes like that. No way. The Lord help us. The Lord help us. Please don't wait for the ghosts. Because we will be here praying. Those who don't take action. Nakwambia, we are moving. If you are connected to me, for me, I've made up my mind. There is no way we can remain on the same level. There's no way. You always live at the standard of your peers. And if you can hear my voice, then you're my peer. We are at the same place. And you're here, I'm telling you, we are here to challenge one another so we can raise our standards. Okay? So what are those beliefs that limit you, when it comes to raising your standards? Because to raise our standards is to shift them, is to confront them, is to face them, is to replace them with better beliefs. But it begins by really identifying those beliefs, identifying the beliefs that hold us back. What are those beliefs? Let me see on the comment section the belief that hold you back. What are those beliefs that hold you back? Let me see on the comment section. Not being good enough, not being enough. Yes, not being enough. And most of this comes from our upbringing. Again, some of these beliefs are old. They live in us, and you can see them reflected in our relationships and also our places of work. I am not good enough. Let me see some of the beliefs that you hold. Ideas and perceptions of what third parties think, friends, colleagues, family members. That's a common one. Even, I'm telling you, that's a struggle. Thinking about what other people think. Thank you for sharing. And you know what? People have enough battles. I realize people are not actually, they are thinking about their own challenges. But of course, we've been captured to ask ourselves, what does the other person think of me? And that sort of hold us back. But like I said yesterday, God has not given you the spirit of fear. Some of these things, some of these thoughts are actually spirits. The spirit of fear, when you are afraid what other people think. And I just want to break it down a bit as I listen to you here, as you write down what are some of the limiting beliefs. When it comes to fear, when it comes to especially the fear of what other people think about you, it's actually a need for certainty. It's a human need. It's a genuine need for certainty. Inwardly, you genuinely, honestly just want to be sure of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a God-given need to be sure of yourself. The only problem is when I meet my need to be sure with control, because when I'm asking myself, what are you thinking about me? Then I'm trying to control what you're thinking about. There are only two ways of meeting the need for certainty. It's either control or faith. Remember that I can repeat every day because this is my greatest breakthrough. If you can master this, instead of meeting the need, first of all, don't judge yourself for having the need because it's a God-given need, the need to be sure of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You're human. Every human being has got, the need to be sure of yourself. The problem is how you're meeting it. You're meeting it with control instead of faith. So now you turn it to faith, go deeper. You have to surrender ego. EGO, edging God out. Know that God is in control of everything. And God can turn things around. Sometimes things that feel like failure can be your greatest success. So you don't have to be perfect. So you let go the belief that I have to be perfect. That's a belief. You let it go. The belief that I have to be perfect. I have to please people. I have to this and that. Let it go. Surrender. God wants to support you. And so it's either faith, there are only two roads to certainty, not three, two, faith or control. So if it's control, you're trying to control people, you're trying to control, every environment, but faith is about believing. You believe that God is in control, I don't need to control anything. If I do something and it flops, it's okay, it was supposed to flop. I learned something. I'm not controlling it. If I get into a relationship and it flops, let it flop. So what? God allowed me to get there for a purpose. I'll get out with the lessons. If I apply for a job, I go and the first year I'm fired, so what? I learned the lesson. It has nothing to do with me. God led me there. Some missions are short-term missions. At askari wetu, not everyone is sent for 9 years. Some of them are sent for 3 months and called back. Okay, so my mission is over here. You need to know that your mission is to serve the purposes of God. And once it's over, God says it's over. You move on. Oh, someone has a hand up. Sheila, go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, Sheila, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, like now, let me just give my own live example.
Yes.
When you have been in an environment for many, many years, probably almost 20 something to 30 years,
Yeah.
where your environment has fed, or rather you have spent time being told how unworthy or how not good enough you are.
Yes.
How do you when something is repeated to you over and over again over years, it becomes almost like a truth to you.
Yes. Yes.
So when you're now, how do you successfully get to the point? Because, okay, like for me, confessions from the Bible have really helped me, and
Yes.
affirmations.
Yes.
But I still find myself sometimes in spaces like in the workspace where you find yourself, you've been given an assignment, and you're scared, and so because you're scared of not being good enough, or being or thinking you're not worthy enough, you
Yes.
end up of course performing below standard.
Yes.
And thankfully, right, this present time, I have a very encouraging supervisor or boss.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
he keeps saying, what happened? Everyone else around you seems to see you can do this, you're capable of this. What happened? Why are you letting go? But then you see, until you believe it yourself
Yes.
completely,
Yes.
others' beliefs can't help you. So
That's true.
basically, my question is, how do you rewrite that such that you can allow yourself to walk in spaces and opportunities you're being given
Yeah.
without spoiling them for yourself? Because I
Well
mean,
done.
people are human. If they
Yeah.
give you 2, 3, 4, 5 chances,
Yeah.
with time they are like, okay, she's not getting it, let's
Yes.
move to someone else.
And people are
So how do
many,
you
they'll
make
get
the
someone
most?
else. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So how
so
do you move out of that
yes,
practically?
that's a great question. Thank you. And thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for asking that question. You represent so many of us here. And the first thing is, again, you want to be sensitive to your standards. Like, when something is not serving you, even if it's your truth. You see, some of these things, like if you ask yourself, is it true? Of course, it's going to be true to you at that moment. It's your truth that moment. It's truth, because you can provide evidence why you're not good enough, or why these things, you're not moving things. And so ask yourself, is this truth serving me now? Because there's what we call truth. It's been your truth for up until now, but it doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, so is this serving me? Is it true? The first question is it true? Is it true? Of course, if you're a child of God, your truth is measured by scripture. So you have to go back to scripture. Because if you say, is it true? Then what does God say? What does God's word say of me? Then you have a backing. Because we are in a kingdom. We are in a kingdom with a king and a constitution. The government of God is operational. This is not a failed government. And if you're born again, you're in this government as a citizen, not a member. The kingdom of God has no members. I know some of us, we come from membership where you're a member of a church. Kingdom has no members. We have citizens. And citizens have a constitution. Constitution tells you how to live, and it tells you the standard of your kingdom. the king decides what's good for you. And the king is not like a president. It's not the one that, you know, you want to debate about, you know, what you're going to do. No, the king is the provider of everything. You follow the king's directives, you get the citizens' right. And so there's a constitution. You always go back to the Bible and you can say, okay, so is this true? Does it align with the truth? If it aligns with the truth, you know, it gives you that sense of peace. Anything that is not true, you throw it away. If it's not true, you divorce it. You give it talaka. You divorce it from your life. Is it true? Is it true? Does it align with what I believe? Does it align with kingdom principles? Does it align with what God says about me? Not what your society says, because all of us come from a society that limits us. We come from a society that speaks down on us. We come from broken families. Hurting mothers raised us. And we are not here to blame them, because they were also raised by hurting mothers and fathers. And so for us is to heal and know who we are, redefine our identity in God, and then align everything with the Constitution. That's it. Life is as easy as that. You align everything, you study, if you're a believer, study what does your truth say? Because you always need something that is your true north. The true north, you can always come to that. And so whether you're dealing with marriage, you're dealing with whatever, you're dealing with relationships, there's always a true north. And so it's not circumstantial, and it's not situational, and it's not environmental. This is, you're going back to the basis, you're going back to the foundation, and ask yourself, what is the truth? And then, you know, you can process everything according to the truth. So facing it means you address it and ask, is this really true? Is it true? Sometimes your mind will tell you yes, but you can always you know, confirm this with what God says about you, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are a child of God, deserving everything that he owns, and he owns everything, and that God is a giver of everything. If you seek his kingdom of joy, peace, and love, all these other things are yours as well. And that God just waits for our maturity to inherit, you know, whatever it is that we want from God. And so, is it true? Is it true? Ask yourself that. Is it true? And if it's not true, throw it away. Even some of the things we say, we believe about other people, ask yourself, is it true? Can I absolutely, without any doubt, actually prove that this person is like this? Is it true? Now, the way we build beliefs is, a belief is just an idea. Like when I say, I am a child of God, that's just an idea. For me to make it a belief, it has to have 4 supporting reasons why. Okay? So it's like a tabletop. The tabletop is an idea, but the 4 legs are the reasons. If I say, I am beautifully and wonderfully made, I am beautiful, or I am strong, that's an idea. But for it to be a belief, it must have a reason. It must have 4 reasons. And when I base my reasons on scripture, you know, I have a stronger foundation. Because if I say, I am strong because my uncle says I'm strong, and then my uncle next week comes and tells me you're good for nothing, boy, you know, you're weak and all that, then my table is broken, is now bent. And then maybe the other leg was, I am strong because my pastor says I'm strong. And then the pastor is even, you know, does not believe in you. What do? So the belief must be on something that is greater than this world. It must be something deeper, not something that can be taken away from you. If you want true power, then you must go beyond the 3D. You must go beyond giving people your power. Because if you're strong because someone said you're strong, then really your strength is as long as that person keeps saying you're strong. But if next week they come to you and say something else, you begin to have doubts in yourself. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to develop empowering beliefs. Beliefs that empower you. And I want you to develop at least 3. You can come up with at least 3 beliefs that support the ideal you. What must you believe? That's your 3 strongest beliefs that support who you are. What are your 3 strongest beliefs? Let me see on the comment section. What are the 3 strongest beliefs that you have? Let me see on the comment section, 3 strongest beliefs that you have. 3 strongest beliefs, and we are turning them into affirmations. But I want to see them first. What are your 3 strongest beliefs that are your biggest beliefs that you can say, I will stand on this. This is my solid ground. Let me see. On the comment section. The 3 beliefs, positive beliefs that are empowering beliefs that you can stand on this year. I believe I can do anything I focus on. Very good. I like that. It's in your power. That's in your power. That does not depend on anyone. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes. That is a belief. It's something that is supported by scripture. What is the belief that you have that can support you this year? I just want 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me give you examples as you think about that. One of the examples is, I am worthy, deserving, and capable of achieving my dreams. I'm worthy of achieving my dreams and capable of achieving my dreams. I am committed to my dreams. I believe I am committed to my goals, and I fully accept responsibility for my life. That is in my power. I am in control of my mind and my emotions, and I choose joy, peace, and optimism. I can choose joy, peace, and optimism. I am strong, resilient, and able to overcome any challenges. I want you to write your 3 and post them. I believe I am always grateful for all the blessings that God places in my life, both great and small. I am surrounded by supportive people who love and accept me as I am. I'm surrounded. So I believe, my belief is I am surrounded, always surrounded by supportive people. I trust the process of life. I let go of fear and doubts and embrace each day. I am from God. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I already have my calling in me. Yes, that's already in you. I am. Let me go down to. Okay. I am a child of God. I am enough because God says I am. I can do all things because my God is God of impossible. I like this because you're giving the because, you're giving the reason. Nothing is impossible to me. I love that. I am a living God. I believe in a living God. Believe in myself. The power lies within me. I'm in control. My family support. Yes. I believe I'm capable. I believe I'm in control of my choices. I believe I'm architect of my reality. I believe I'm abundant. Yes. Awesome. I'm waiting for the rest. Where are you? Where are you? Where are the rest? I'm waiting for yours. I believe I'm enough. I believe I am worthy. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes, these are the beliefs. Now, what are the beliefs that will give you 2024? The ones that will give you 2024. The one, what is that one belief that will give you 2024? That if you believe if you hold it to your heart, it will give you everything else. What is the most important belief that is the biggest? It could be as simple as, I believe I got this. That every moment I get into, because of God's grace, I got this. I'm stepping into every office, into every station with the belief that I got this. I got this. I got this because God is backing me. And all the power that raised Jesus from the dead is actually behind my voice. The power that raised Jesus from the dead is behind my business. What do you mean? I got this. I got this. I can believe that. What is that belief that you believe that is just one belief that can give you this year, that can give you your victory? That one belief that can give you all the rest. It can give you the one that can give you, all I need is within me. All I need is within me. He has made me for great and mighty things. Yes. Yes, I like that. I like that. Thank you so much. He has made me for great and amazing things. I claim that. You claim that this year, that this is the year for great and amazing things, so that now when you step, your expectation should be in alignment with what you believe. I believe I can do anything through God who strengthens me. Yes, yes, yes. Now, you say your belief from a place of certainty. You say your belief from a place of certainty. I recognize my inherent worth and the backing of the universe. Yes, I'm not alone. Yes, when you see me stand, hey, may the Lord open your eyes, because I'm not alone. When you see me speak, I'm not alone. That voice is backed by the great I am, the one that created this world. Is not that hey, my friend, I got this. I got this. So you got to believe it. A belief is a feeling of certainty. You have to be sure. So I believe I can overcome my fears. I believe 2024 is my turnaround year. This is my turnaround year. The fears are behind me. Yes, because God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power and of sound mind. You can actually turn that around, Coach Caro, because when you say I can overcome, so it's sort of the can overcome means I've not overcome yet. So you say I will, or I overcome my fears, because you're living in the moment. You're living in the moment, each moment. I overcome my fears, or I stand on my fears. I stand on my fears. And I want you to do something that is radical. I want you to write your fears somewhere. I want you to write it, all your fears, you can write it somewhere on a piece of paper. Then go and burn it and say, this is the end. This is the end. Do something radical. These things are taken by radical people. You cannot just get into the enemy's camp, because some of these fears are as old as our life. They have lived with us. You cannot just take it with a soft voice. You got to say, I want it back. This is the time. This is the year. It's not a negotiation. It's something you are stepping into. This world is run not by the smartest people, but by the people with the greatest certainty. Anthony Robbins says this: if you walk into a meeting, the person with the greatest certainty becomes the leader. If you walk into a universe, a world, the person with the greatest certainty becomes the leader. So do you want to go hiding, or do you want to be the leader of your life? God is calling you to be the leader of your life, and God is supporting you. Please don't let yourself down. This is the year you step out in spite of your fears. Step out. You see, faith is not about waiting for the storm to die. It is jumping through the storm It is actually being able to do whatever it takes in spite of the storm. All right, so keep your list. And let me remind you the success cycle, which we went through yesterday. A success cycle, success is not isolated event. It's not isolated, it's a continuous cycle. You know, you start with awareness of potential that God has created in you. There is unlimited potential within you. You can be anything you decide to be. You can be anything you decide to be this year. But then we know what you've decided to be by the actions you take, because you believe in yourself, because you believe in God. You take action, and action will yield results. Sometimes not the result you want, but you will never the same anytime you take action. You will never remain the same, never remain the same. And then the result will fuel your beliefs. You continue to believe yourself even stronger. Okay, so this does not end. It's continuous. The success cycle is a cycle. It continues. It continues to propel you forward. But remember, you are taking action because you believe. If you don't believe, you're just going to wait. You're just going to wait. You see, I believe when it comes to coaching, I am one of the persons who has failed the most. Like I start things, you can ask Anne, we've started things that have not worked. We start, it does not work. I throw it away. If something, but I never, never, never stop starting things. I'm always giving birth. If something doesn't work, I never sit down and say, oh, you know, you're such a bad, you know, coach. You have no ideas. You're not good enough. No, it has nothing to do with me. The idea didn't work. That's okay. And I move on. I move on to another one. I start another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, until something gets rooted in the ground. You keep starting. If something doesn't work, start something else. Never get tired. Never get. Of course, you're praying. If you're guided by the Holy Spirit, don't just start things aimlessly. You're praying. And even if something doesn't work, you always learn. You learn. I learn from everything I've ever started. There's always a lesson. You check my notebook, there's a lesson for everything that failed. There's a lesson I learned, and it helps me in the next thing and the next thing. But I never want to get to a place where I say, oh, I failed now, I'm not going to take any action. Now, look at this guy, Michael Jordan. And this is what he said when it comes to standards. He said, I demand more from myself than anybody could possibly expect. This is, you know, a genius when it comes to sports. But he said, I'm not a genius. I'm not the best of the best. I'm not like, I wasn't created different. I'm just the guy who does not settle. Can you imagine that? That he's claiming he's not special when it comes to basketball. He's just a guy that will never settle for a lower standard. And how does he do that? He demands more of himself than his coach can ever ask. Can you imagine that? Some of us will only do what other people ask us to do. You demand of yourself more than anyone can even expect. You demand from yourself leadership. You demand from yourself joy. You demand from yourself happiness. It's a demand. You pull it out from yourself, from your nerves, from your soul, from your spirit. You're bringing out that character of high standards. Okay? You demand from yourself higher than anyone can expect from you. This is what will change us. It's not what other people tell us. Are you willing to demand? If you are a coach, can you demand of yourself the confidence that is required to be an exceptional coach? The kind of groundedness, the kind of wisdom that only comes from God. Can you be the person that taps into that? Can you demand that from yourself? Demand means it's a must. You demand from yourself. You demand from yourself. Demanding from yourself is different from saying you need 10 intercessors to pray for you. You're demanding from yourself. You're doing whatever it takes. You're the one to pray for yourself. Okay? It's a dedication. And it's sad that some of us will never, see the fruit of our 100% dedication. Dedication of death, where you die to self and totally trust God to lead the process, where you die to self, to the ego, and be open to God's leading. You demand of yourself that high standard. I'm telling you, things will happen for you. And you are joining the lineage of legends, people that demand, warriors and practitioners at the highest level. We're talking about intense work ethic, ones that is determination. You don't stop because no one liked your Facebook post. You don't stop because people have negative comments on your post. You don't stop because people did this and that. No, you keep going. They give you feedback, you keep going. Bad feedback is as good feedback. It's still feedback. Keep going, keep moving. Demand of yourself the kind of work ethics that you say, oh, I respect that guy. When it comes to work ethic, I respect that guy. And that guy is you. That lady is you. Do you expect yourself to win when you know yourself, when you know your standard? Do you really expect yourself to win? Do you really expect yourself this 2024 to see abundance of money and income and impact given your standard? The standard where you're just discouraged by a bypasser, a crazy person on the road, discourage you and that's it. You fold your tools and go back. That standard cannot give you the kind of person, the kind of results you want. The kind of results you want is the one where you get all the feedback, people say all they want to say, and you keep moving forward because you have a dream. You keep working on yourself. You get discouraged. You get all these people talking about you, but you keep moving forward. You see a lot of transformation because this world doesn't have such leaders. It doesn't. In fact, there is no competition because most people are just comfortable with ordinary. No matter where God has called you to be, please play a high standard game. Let's stop these 50-50 things. Manenos, 50-50, you're just giving enough for you to survive. Give everything. Give your soul, give your sweat, give your blood. If you believe in something and you totally believe God has called you to it, and you give all your sweat and all your blood into it, I'm telling you, there is not, this world, this universe will just adjust for you. It will salute you. It will welcome you to your greatness. But if you just stay there, cool, calm, and collected, and you're just watching things, and I'm not just talking about achievement. Some of us, our goal is fulfillment. We've achieved everything. We've seen everything. We've seen the money. Money is not our pursuit. We've seen the money, but we are not happy. We are not peaceful. We are sad inside. We're full of anger. And our joy is that fulfillment to find peace. And we can't buy that with money. Demand of yourself, that state, demand from yourself. If you don't demand from yourself, forget about mastery. When you think about Michael Jordan, you're thinking mastery in a field of basketball, in the field of sports. It's a mastery. This is in every area, even spirituality. You got to demand of yourself. You cannot be the person that goes to God with some prayers against other people. You're saying, God, may they be crushed by a car. No. That's a very small level. You need to raise your standard. See the kingdom. See the influence. What have you been called to do? One of the prayers I pray most of the time is, God, what are you doing here? What are you doing in the field of coaching? What are you doing? Because God is not late. God is not, I'm not the one teaching God coaching. No, 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 no. God is already working in the field of coaching. So are you the guy that invites God to bless your small idea, or are you willing to step into God's idea of your industry? God is already there. Some of us think we are the one informing God and telling him, hey, Jehovah, you know, you don't know about this industry, but this industry has been like that. God knows. You're not informing. And you can decide, are you the person that thinks about things and then you invite God? You say, oh, think about this relationship and then tell God, come and bless. Think about this business and tell God, come and bless. Or are you the person that actually seeks the heart of God, and you know this is what God is doing in this industry? God is changing minds and hearts of people. We are sick and tired of small advices here and there. We want rock solid stuff that roots people, you know, to the ground, to lasting change. And if God is already doing that, I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that lasting change. What is God doing in your field? What is God doing in your relationship? Ask yourself that. Be part of that. Just ask God, you know, I just want to be part of what you're doing. I don't want to reinvent. I don't want to invite you or bless this and something I've started in my own carnal mind. May the Lord help us. And then now you demand that standard where you can stay there to do his will, to fulfill his purpose. You never think about people or insecurities or what people are thinking, because this is not your job. You're just a servant. At the end of your life, you will stand and be rewarded by the one who created you. Forget about people. I don't know, are small. People are very small compared to the calling God has for you. Don't worry. Once you're clear on what you're being called to, just work. Devote yourself. Show devotion to the work, and you will see the kind of impact that has in people's lives. Demand excellence from yourself. Now, the other thing that I want us to look at is continuous improvement. It's not about one day. We are talking about a year of continuous improvement. And that's why I started the Breakthrough program, where if you're the kind of person who has ever worked with me, you can actually come for a very affordable fee on a monthly basis, continue to grow. Because if you have this, can you imagine having this kind of conversations over and over and over again? Because I'm not saying anything new. You already know this. But I'm telling you, tonight, you're not going to sleep the same. And tomorrow, you wake up energized because we had this conversation. How about having this over and over and over again in a group setting? That is my vision. My vision is to create a synergy of a community of people that can grow continuously. Because when you're alone, hey, unapewa knockout by the enemy one day, one small disbelief, someone just says something about you and you are down, and 1 year, you just throw a whole year because of someone. Sometimes even people who are drunk with power, or even drunk, just drunk. They say something and that's it. It catches you because you're not in the state, in an environment of continuous improvement. The reason Japan is trusted when it comes to cars is they are committed to something that is called Kanai, C-A-N-I, constant and never-ending improvement. You will never reach. And the moment you feel you've reached, that's the moment you begin to die, because you are either growing or you are dying. And so you want to surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. A community of people that challenge you, that play at a high level standard. People that have a high expectation. Jim Rohn said that you are the average of the expectation of 5 people that surround you. The people that surround you. So if you are surrounded by people that just, you tell them something and they tell you, okay, or I don't feel like doing my coaching. Okay. I don't feel like doing my devotion. I don't feel like praying. Okay, you know, sometimes you're just human. It's okay. Me naku understand. Me, I feel you. But then you get to a group of warriors. There are people who don't feel you. They want you to grow. And that's the community. Find one. And I'm not just telling you to join mine, but I'm telling you, if you join mine, you know me, you know my standard. We will play at that standard this year. And I want a community that will be consistent. We go all the way and you see the change that can happen in 1 year. Just 1 year. Yeah, I don't want 2 years. Just want one committed to continuous improvement. If you do that, you see the change in your personal life, in your professional life. It doesn't have to be, you know, then we can talk after 1 year. We can talk and you tell me how was this year for you. Okay, so it's not something you do for a few days and then you stop. No, it's continuous. It's continuous, and you're moving from one level to another. We must encourage one another. Okay. Now, let me say this statement: your income reflects your standards. I know this can be depressing if you look at the balance in your bank account, but this is the truth. Your income is a reflection of the standards you've set for yourself. When it comes to helping people, I learned this the hard way, that my income is actually a reflection of a standard. And when God, began to stretch my tenth and I'm getting, different figures here and there, I realized, okay, I'm beginning to raise my expectation, my standard. So, and if you're being paid, you're being paid because you're giving value. And so if you're giving value, if you want to be paid more, then you need to give more value. Some of us want to be paid more for giving the same value we've always given. This year has to be a year of value, where you give more value than anyone can expect from you. Demand more value. And for you to give more value, you must really see more value in yourself for you to give more value. Okay, so look at your income. Unless you are in a funny cult or some I don't know what to be selling. If you're the kind of person that gives service to people, I can confidently tell you this: your income is a reflection of your standards. When you raise your standard, you're a child of God and you know your value, you raise, actually your income automatically just raises up. That is a testimony for me. So to increase your value, to increase your value is to increase your income. Build your skills, build yourself, be passionate, demand more from yourself. Yani, someone that wants to earn more, they are watching Becky. They are watching these soap operas. Do you have the time to watch these things when you can build yourself? When you can listen to our last recording, when something that can shift your thinking within 1 hour, you're there stuck with a soap or a movie, the end of the world. And then the end of the world, let me tell you, there's a programming going on. There's a programming going on and you're being programmed. Your mind is being programmed to just do nothing because it's the end of the world. Some of these movies, I've seen some of the reviews in small clips online. And I can tell people are being programmed not to make interventions and not to make impact for God. You just stay there. You just say, okay, let's wait for the end. This is the time to really work on yourself. This is the time to forget about TV. Forget about TV and work on yourself. We're living in information age. And immerse yourself in personal development and growth. You don't have time for soaps. There's no time to go for, watching those vipindi. You're just, making other people rich and you're not enriching yourself. And then tomorrow you wake up to coach someone and you are watching Becky yesterday. What do you think will come out of you? It's Becky, nothing else. You really must increase your value. Hatuna hiyo time, and then you hear someone says, I'm busy. You ask them, what are you busy? They can tell you all the movies they have watched and why, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Forget about that. When the world will end, it will end. Whether you be on a cliff somewhere or in a session like this and the rapture happens, that's none of my business. Someone else who is capable is actually their assignment. That's not my assignment. My assignment is to equip people. And to the last breath of my life, I'll be doing that. And I want to keep them from the highest standard possible. And to do that, I got to use every time and opportunity to equip myself mentally. Because like I said, the distance between Egypt and the promised land was not the problem. The problem was the mindset. That's why it took them 40 years instead of 11 days. Will your mindset this year stop you? Please don't give it that permission to stop you. Okay? This is your turn. This is your time. There is more to share here. I don't know if I can borrow a few minutes. I know we were to end at 8. Let me just borrow a few minutes. Can I get a yes on the comment section? We can continue here. We look at some psychology here that will support us. On the comment section, let me see if I can borrow up to 8:30. We can end this meeting at 8:30. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, I need your attention having gotten that. So there is something interesting here that can actually help us in our journey in 2024. I want you to understand these psychologists, the Carl Jung, came up with 4 archetypes that reside within all humanity. And these archetypes, he says in his book, that some of them are silenced, and that's why we don't conquer, because one of these is silent within you. And this is where he presents them. He said the 4 archetypes include, number 1, the warrior. The warrior is a part of you that is mission-driven, unstoppable. You're going for it. Nothing can stop me. That's the warrior. But that's not just the only part of you. There are other parts. The other one is the king or the queen, the one that has knows about territory. You can protect your energy. You can protect yourself throughout the year and protect your energy. You don't just give your energy to everyone that is passing by and you're giving them your energy and you're left powerless. You know how to be a king and actually lead your kingdom or your territory. The other one is the magician or the miracle worker. And this is the part of you that is able to connect and attract and be attractive and be liked and wanted and all that. The part of you, all this is within us. The beauty is within us. But some of us have deactivated one of these archetypes. The last one is the lover. Is the part of you that is loving, the part of you that is kind to yourself, the part of you that is sweet, the part of you that is kind to self. Some of us, we don't have that. We are hard. Tuko hard, yani, we don't even know. You tell someone I love you, they tell you, nani? Because there is no lover inside of them. Hello? Nani? Because there is nothing. There is no lover. They're disconnected. And you cannot blame people. It's the journey that we've walked. So let's just look at each of these and see how to apply them in our lives. Let's begin with the warrior. The warrior archetype embodies action, perseverance, mission. It seeks to challenge and thrive even in challenges. This is, you face it. If you're the kind of person that is afraid of the unknown, maybe then you have silenced your warrior. Your warrior is silent at this point. But if you're the kind of person that is not scared for a fight, you're like, bring it on. What do you mean? We are going for it. We say we do that, we do it. Whether we go through the valley of the shadow of death, so what? Let's do it. We do it. So, in fact, the warrior seeks the challenge. The warrior is the one that, like James says, thank God that there are so many challenges, because challenges create build a strong character within you. So the warrior is the one that actually seeks out challenges. Cultivate the warrior within you through discipline. You discipline yourself. You say, we are going to do it. The warrior. So if you're the kind of person that you start on fire and then by May you are down, you can't even remember your resolution. Then you need to activate the warrior. This is the person I ask you to work with your coach. And if I'm your coach, please remind me. So we work on the warrior. If you're the kind of person that is always feeling, routine for you is so hard, you cannot keep a routine. You cannot embrace routine. After a few days, you are back to you're backslidden. Then you need to work on your warrior. Let's go to the next one. The king or the queen. This archetype is the one that talked about leadership, ability to see the bigger picture, and you can activate it by planning, being strategic. Some of us who've been to leadership classes, you've done strategic visioning, where you can plan for the year. I talked about planning for 10 years. If you're the kind of person that cannot think of 10 years, then you need to activate the queen inside you. You need to activate the king inside of you, because you're thinking of planning for a specific period of time. You're talking about setting goals. You want to delegate to other people, think strategically, then your king is active. Okay. I want you to see which one is most active in you. The other one is the magician, and this one is the miracle worker. And the magician archetype is the one that represents what? Wisdom. If you have the Holy Spirit, this is the miracle worker inside of you. Of course, Carl Jung doesn't know that. And it's the one that gives you intuition, the trust in God. If you have that sense, you can sense, oh, God is leading me to this. God is leading me to meet this person. God is leading me to call Jeff. God is leading me. You just make a call and one thing leads to another and another and another, and your breakthrough is right there. You cultivate the magician within by practicing spiritual stuff like prayer, meditation, being one with God. This will expand your consciousness so you can activate the miracle worker. Things just work for you. You don't need to struggle this year. This is not a year of struggle. If you activate the magician or the miracle worker, this will not be a year of struggle for you. It will be a year of miracles. It will be a year of miracles. There's a point of my life last year where I knew it's like we flew. Like the needs of my family was so much. There's no way we were going to meet those needs. I tell you, later on, I don't know how we did, but nothing, all needs were met. All of the things we wanted to achieve were achieved. But I can tell you, it's like God carried us on his wings. It's like we were carried on the wings of eagles. It's not us. If I tell you it was our plans, no. And it's just prayer, meditation. You activate that, miracle worker inside of you, and miracles happen. Your life becomes a miracle. These things are possible. Okay. After the miracle worker, the last one is the lover. The lover. And the lover archetype, this is the part of us that really brings out the essence of love, compassion, care for others, self-care. It helps you to balance the warrior. Because if you are just a warrior and there's no love, then of course, no one wants to associate with that. No one wants to associate with someone who is just powerful and there's no love. And so if you're a strong warrior, you need to activate the lover inside of you. The lover really helps to bring a balance in the intensity of the warrior, because the warrior can be too much. Nurture the lover within you by practicing the self-love, empathy, connection with God, sensitivity to nature, forgiveness, letting go. It's okay. It's okay. Let some things pass. Let some things pass. I remember in our relationship, with my wife, there's a point we just decided, just let the little things pass. Because, and as we did that, we realized our love is deepened even more and more. Because sometimes you find yourself just like, a little baby hanging on things that don't really matter. Let them pass. Let them pass. But only a lover can do that. If you find you're so judgmental, you're full of judgment, you judge people, then the lover is deactivated in you. You need to activate it. You need to activate it. You need to be more loving and more, just forgive and let go. Find it easy. You're not God. Let it go. Let it go. Some of us, we are still holding on to things that were done to us in the last decade. Let it go. Let it go. Let the one who is able to judge the innermost parts of all of us be the judge, not you. Let it go. And you see the miracles happen in your life. My question is, which one of the four is most active for you? Is it the lover? Is it the warrior? Is it the magician? Is it the king? Is it the queen? Which one is the most active? Let me see on the comment section. Which one is the strongest for you? That one doesn't need help. And which one is the weakest? Let's start with the strongest. Which one is the strongest? Which one is the weakest? Let me see. I'm curious. Which one is the strongest for you? For you, the king, the lover, I can see. Anything, the lover is the strongest. The king is the strongest. The queen, yes. The warrior, strongest is the magician, the miracle worker. Yes. The queen, which one is the weakest for you? Because that's the one I want you to focus on the most. Which one is the weakest? That is the one I would like us to focus on, the weakest. Because if you focus on the strongest always, then that means you will never grow. Okay? The lover, yes. The warrior, I see. The warrior is the weakest. The magician is the weakest. The magician, yes. You already know which one. You already know which one is the weakest. I want you to work on your weakest link. And don't work alone. Get help, please. I get help. I have a coach. I go and say, I want us to develop. Tell your coach, please help me develop the warrior. Help me develop the king. Help me develop. Just tell them to work. It's always good to tell your coach where you want to work on. And you can work with your coach in that area to develop, because this will really help you. So that at the end of the year, no one can have any excuse. So while most people lean towards a dominant archetype, achieving self-mastery requires developing all of them. And I'd like you to develop, starting with the weakest, to bring that balance, so that you can unleash your full potential. Tap into the power of these archetypes as your trusted advisors. Like, you can slow down. Okay, right now, I want you to slow down. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Locate the part of your body where your weakest archetype lives. So if it's the warrior, whatever, if it's the lover, we have different weakest archetype. I want you to locate it right now. Put your hands there. Put your hands where you feel, this is where my weakest archetype lives. Connect with that archetype. adopt the state of that archetype. If it's the warrior, I want you to feel, what does it feel to be a warrior? If it's the lover, I want you to feel, what does it feel to be the lover? And feel it in that area. Embody it. Activate it. Feel it. Ask it a question. How would my life be if I fully activated you? And then just listen. That part of you will speak. Ask it. How would my life be if I fully activated you? How would my coaching be? How would my finances be? How would my relationship be if I fully activated you? How would it be? Just tell that part of you, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Connect. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. The gratitude is a way of activating that part of you. It's a part of you, and it's a spirit itself. It's part of you that is God Himself. Remember that you have three parts. There is the soul, the body, and the mind. Tell it thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Feel what it means to be fully under control of that archetype. Allow that emotion to go through your body. And if you want to experience more of this, I know our time is up, but if you want to experience more of this, please be sure to come to join this program and be sure to show up in the next meeting. I'm looking forward to give as much as possible, and we'll be communicating in our group, our subgroup for Breakthrough with Jeff. We will continue this process. If you've not yet joined the Breakthrough with Jeff, please, I just advise you to do it. Just join and see your life change at least this 1 year. May this year be the year that you receive your breakthrough, the greatest year of your life. I'm praying for you, even as you actualize your fullest potential, and allow these archetypes to be natural to you. Otherwise, thank you for walking with me this 2 days, and looking forward to the next one. God bless you. You got this, and I'm rooting for you. I'm believing in you. All is well. Just keep on praying and keep moving. You're not alone. No matter how deep you feel you are in wherever you are, you're not alone. God bless you. And I'm rooting for you, and I'm praying for you. Thank you so much. Good night, and God bless.